Pennies from heaven. Aid drops like these remain crucial for so many in South Sudan. Chaos. I mean, the country is in chaos. It's not an easy country to get into as a journalist. It's not an easy country for aid agencies to work in, but it was all happening. So there's the contrast of that chaos with this enormous need of the country. An emergency aid helicopter thrumming towards its target in the skies above South Sudan, a land scorched by more than the sun these days. X marks the spot for a massive food drop in the heart of one of the country's 2 declared famine zones. We went on one flight with the World Food Program to Unity State, which was the heart of the famine, where they were doing a food drop. And we got to touch down there and talk to people who'd been waiting for a month for an airdrop. These are people who had fled the fighting. Some of them had been living in swamps and eating water lilies to survive as they fled, because the other side, of course, of what's happening there is a civil war that some say has turned into ethnic cleansing. 3 years of civil war in South Sudan have displaced hundreds of thousands, especially here in Unity State. Civilians say they're paying a terrible price for living in rebel-held territory. Eliza Niyakuma's husband was shot dead, she says, when government soldiers attacked her village, burning it to the ground. She hid in the swamps with her 5 children. They sleep when they're too hungry, she says, and I go out and find the leaves of the trees. That's how my children survive, and eating water lilies. The dark folds of one of the few primary healthcare clinics in the region. Bonds between mother and child stretch taut. 2-year-old Maduak Deng weighs 4 kilograms and manages to look older than the universe. His mother walked 2 hours to bring him here. 5 other children at home on their own. No husband, and the firewood she sells doesn't earn enough to feed them. Here, they're trying fortified milk on Deng. His grip on the feeding cup is a good sign. The number of children suffering from acute malnutrition is rising every day here, say health workers. The parents of the children who were struggling really accepted us with amazing grace, because we were a 3-person crew, Stephanie and Richard and I, and kind of barreling through these very difficult scenes and quiet scenes. I was amazed with the dignity that these mothers, mostly mothers, greeted us with in these very difficult times, and I'll never forget them, and I'll never forget the children that didn't make it. The ones that did too, there was a lot of silent communication. There was a lot of looking into someone's eyes, looking into a little boy's eyes and asking that question in your head, was he one of the ones who was going to manage to survive, or was it too late? This is what starvation looks like in the capital, Juba. Teresa is so critical she needs a feeding tube, still dressed in her best for her trip to the hospital. 4-year-old Bak also has acute malnutrition and tuberculosis on top of that. There is no money for his treatment. It's like entering somebody else's nightmare, and you're trapped in there with them, and so you understand how trapped they feel and how helpless. Everything seemed to be slow, everything seemed to be quiet, but there were these just elemental struggles going on between, a mother and a child, just trying to maintain that link, and seeing. I remember one little boy named Bak who didn't make it, and I remember very clearly his hand reaching out to touch his mother's foot. Former breadbasket states are no longer producing food, and head nurse Betty Achan says those who came to Juba to escape hunger and uncertainty find it here too.
You don't know what will happen. You just get yourself the following morning you're coming here. We're just counting days.
We met in Juba in the children's hospital, a nurse named Betty, and I don't know how she managed to turn up at work every day because so many of the children in her charge, were slipping away. And we spent some time there, and she was just a tower of fortitude and said, "What else can you do?"
4-year-old Bak died 2 days after we met him, disappearing from sight like those people in the bush, waiting for a peace that may never come. Margaret Evans, CBC News, in Unity State, South Sudan.